News Channel 3's chief investigative reporter David Bailey tells us why so many people were left with broken promises and broken hearts.
How could such a beautiful adventure story turn into such a tragic tale? She was supposed to be sailing away by moonlight, or maybe riding away in the desert.
It kind of evolved into a love letter to my daughter.
Author Christine Nicholson,
and I wanted to share it with the world.
Loved her daughter.
I wanted her memory to live on.
And lost her way too soon.
When I was doing the revisions, I was thinking of her.
This was the moment of impact 8 years ago.
All of the adventures she might have had, but won't be able to.
Christine's daughter, Sarah, was killed in this car crash, hit by a drunk driver in Kalamazoo. All this time, she's lived with this terrible loss. But finally, after all the aching and agony, she was ready to let grief go. Last Christmas, the best present ever.
And at the bottom was this packet that said author packet, and I just started crying. It was just tears of joy. I was so happy.
Her husband, Michael, paid to have Christine published a children's adventure book.
And I wanted to be able to help give that to her.
Michael says he paid nearly $2,000 to Two Moon Press based in Marshall to get it done. He had a contract, all kinds of services promised, a unique ISBN number for the book, a welcome packet that perhaps wasn't exactly welcoming with a typo. But in January, Michael and Christine sent the manuscript for Sarah's book over to Two Moon, expecting the best. And for weeks and months, they waited and waited and waited.
Not a word, not a word.
Finally, the Nicholsons went to the Two Moon Press headquarters in May and got the shock of their lives. Dreams shattered, company shuttered in a big bind.
I feel like you pay good money for something, you should get what you paid for.
The I-Team found the Nicholsons aren't close to being alone in this one. In police reports we obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, people in 26 cities across the state of Michigan and in 10 states across the country reported to the Marshall Police Department they didn't get what they were promised from the folks who were running Two Moon Press. The police officers in this small town say they frankly never handled a case of this magnitude.
Some people just feel duped, others are downright angry and upset.
The I-Team communicated with more than a dozen authors over several months.
Just devastating.
Heartbreaking.
Dogfight.
To them, might be a contract case. To us, it's our life.
Many of them traveled from across the state to see us and told us they either lost the money they put into it or didn't get what they contracted for.
It is exhausting because I had no debt until the book.
At the time, many of the authors, including the Nicholsons, signed a contract with Two Moon Press. Don Samora was the owner of the company. We found him at his new graphics store in Bellevue.
What do you say to the victims here?
I can't say anything at this point without my attorney here. Without my attorney present, I can't talk much more about that, so you're going to have to go through my attorney.
You don't feel bad for them at all?
I feel horrible for them.
You do feel horrible for them?
Absolutely. You know?
Did you take their money?
No, I did not.
You sure about that?
I'm absolutely positive.
Samora does have a criminal history. His criminal record from the state police shows he's been arrested twice for fraudulent activities, convicted in 2003 of larceny by conversion, and convicted in 2004 of larceny by conversion, served time in prison. Because of his past and because of the problems at Two Moon, Samora was being scrutinized by detectives. After our initial contact with him, Samora sat down and talked with us in detail about what happened to the company while his attorneys were present. He told us he sold Two Moon Press to his employee Melinda Lundy early this year.
She took that business over. She took it over wholeheartedly. She moved that business to Olivet, and she subsequently shut that business down. That's exactly what happened.
News Channel 3 inspected the documents transferring the company, documents apparently prepared by attorneys and notarized with Melinda Lundy's signature.
Do you think you're going to be exonerated?
Oh, I know I will be. I will 100% be exonerated. I have no doubt at all about it.
Samora recently filed a civil court case against Melinda Lundy, alleging breach of contract and fraud. Lundy answered the allegations in the filing, saying Samora defrauded her by having her agree to a fraudulent contract. Inevitably, the issue didn't go to court because the case last month was dismissed because Samora failed to appear at a court hearing. But emails purportedly written by Lundy inside the court file shed more light on the issue. Lundy wrote to the authors on April 15th, quote, "First of all contracts, book orders, and book pre-orders are in full force. I will be honoring all of Two Moon's commitments with you all. I'm excited about purchasing Two Moon Press, LLC, and know we will all see much success." A second email we obtained shows just 2.5 weeks after all the celebrating, the new owner apparently was in trouble, asking Samora for help in an email because the money was gone. She wrote, quote, "I have labor to pay and have spent almost all of it on bills, my rent, and Matt." Well, the I-Team would soon find out who Matt was as we sought to ask Ms. Lundy some questions. She currently works at the Double Nickel Party Store in Olivet, and we spotted her in the back seat of a vehicle as she arrived for work.
Hi, Melinda. Hi, David Bailey from Channel 3. Can you talk with us a little bit?
As the car was driven away, we thought our chance was gone. But moments later, that Matt we spoke of, Matthew Lundy, arrived to send us a message. He was angry at us, so angry we watched as he reached into the News Channel 3 vehicle, picked up our camera, and crashed it to the ground twice, destroying it. A deputy's report on the incident the I-Team obtained indicates 2 other witnesses watched Lundy destroy our camera. Seconds after he crashed the camera, the situation turned physical.
Do you understand me? What? Hey, what? Don't even begin. Don't even begin. What? Don't even begin. Stop. He's rolling on it right now. Good. Don't even begin.
Fearing he had a weapon, I retreated into the store to call for help. Matt Lundy then took off. A deputy arrived soon thereafter. Nobody was seriously injured. Now, in the chaos of this, inevitably, we never got a chance to ask Melinda Lundy any questions. But in a police report from our property damage incident, she reiterated to the deputy that she felt she was scammed by Samora during the company's transfer. As we speak, investigators are trying to figure out of these 2 owners, who's telling the truth. A billboard advertising Two Moon Press to new customers has just been taken down on US 131 some 5 months after the company closed. And how painful it must have been for Michael and Christine Nicholson to pass that sign regularly on the highway. Always a reminder of a charming adventure story, perhaps never to be told.
You can't get away with treating people this way.
Several are suing Two Moon Press in civil courts. In the criminal realm, Calhoun County's prosecutor David Gilbert initially decided not to file criminal charges against either of the owners, but in light of our investigation announced to us he has reopened the case and is now actively pursuing it. The station has chosen to press charges against Matthew Lundy as a result of our equipment loss. Eaton County's prosecutor tells us today he will be seeking criminal charges. David Bailey, News Channel 3 I-Team.